Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Lights of Mine. Today I'm going to be doing something with kale, as you can see. I am going to be making kale chips. Now, at the store, you find kale chips. They're super expensive. This costs what the kale costs by itself. And by using just a few ingredients that you have in your pantry, you can have some delicious kale chips in no time at all. So let's get started. I have here just a bunch of kale that I bought from the grocery store. You want to make sure you wash your kale and dry it extremely well. The only way this kale is going to get crispy in the oven is if you dry it. So I'm just going through with a paper towel and drying each individual piece of kale, making sure it is completely dry. And if you've never seen kale in its original form, its natural state, this is it. This is a piece of kale. I didn't expect it to look like this either, because I always get it and it's crunchy and has seasonings on it and flavorings, but this is it, and it is quite delicious. There's a bunch of things you can do with kale, but this way, making kale chips is absolutely my favorite. So now what we're gonna do that our kale is dried off, we're gonna take each stalk and cut only the leaves off. So you don't want the hard stuff in the middle. So I'm gonna cut it off and you're left with this. This can just get tossed or used for dinner, whatever you wanna do with it. So I'm gonna keep cutting off my leaves from the stalk. You can tear it too if you want, you don't have to be fancy. It's gonna bake in the oven and become little pieces of chips anyway. So, this big boy here. Take that off. You can make these in big batches or little batches, whatever you want. It takes about 20 minutes altogether, which is no time at all. So now that I have my kale, I'm just gonna bunch it all together and give it a rough chop. You just wanna chop it so you have nice, hearty, bite-sized pieces. Just like that, it's so easy. I'm gonna pop this into the bowl, and we're gonna toss this kale with about a teaspoon of olive oil. You don't want too much olive oil on there or else it will take too long to crisp up in the oven. A teaspoon should do. Not a tablespoon, guys, a teaspoon. So I'm gonna eyeball it here. That should be perfect. I'm gonna toss it with my hands. Massage the kale. Make sure each piece is coated. That's perfect. And then I'm gonna add my secret ingredient that's not so secret. It's Lawry's garlic salt. Now this doesn't have MSG or anything in it, so it's still relatively healthy. Instead of using sea salt, I like to use this because I love garlic and it gives it a little kick. So I'm just gonna give it 2 pinches. So you're just gonna mix this all together until it's evenly coated. And this is ready to go into the oven and onto my baking sheet. I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees. I'm gonna line this baking sheet with some parchment paper. Parchment paper is just easier because it's non-stick and it's better than using foil. So, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna toss it evenly onto the baking sheet. You wanna spread it out so that nothing's really touching too much, because the clumpier it is on the pan, the longer it'll take to crisp up and become those delicious kale chips that we all love. So this is ready to go into the oven. We're gonna put it in there for about 10 to 15 minutes or until it's all crispy. The edges are a little bit brown, but not the whole thing. You don't want burnt kale, that's disgusting. So we're gonna put this in the oven, 350, 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll be eating. So I'm gonna pop this into the oven. 10 to 15 minutes, and those chips will be done. Okay guys, so these kale chips should be ready. It's been about 11 minutes. I'm gonna open up the oven and check them out. They look perfect. Here is our finished product. You have delicious and crispy, as you can hear, kale chips. I'm gonna go ahead and try one. Yep, they're delicious. They're garlicky. And I can taste the olive oil. They're perfectly seasoned. I love them. The best part is, it was super affordable to make, and they're extremely healthy. You can store these in an airtight container for as long as you want and they're good to go. It's a perfect snack for when you're out on the town, going to the beach, or doing whatever. You can pack them for your lunch. Awesome, I love them. I hope you guys enjoy them as well. If you have any questions about these kale chips, feel free to comment in my comment box below and I'll be sure to get back to you guys. Give this a try at home. Let me know what you think. You won't be disappointed. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye.